We are here with the Mountain. That's an incredible nickname. I really dig that. This is Jared Vanderaa, UFC heavyweight, coming off of a huge win over Dana White's Contender Series. Not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, correct?
Yes. Or
Okay.
actually Wednesday because of the election.
Oh, that's right. That's right. See, I'm so used to Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series or whatever it was called before.
Yeah, no, me too. I said it plenty of times.
Yeah, so election kind of threw us for a loop there, but nonetheless, you got the win over Harry Hunsucker. It was pretty, not a very tall heavyweight, but his arms were about the size of my fucking torso. So, how heavy was he hitting?
He when he landed, it was hard, but nothing like, oh my god. It was like it was just kind of a weird change of what I originally had planned. I was expecting a guy more methodical, where he was like, screw it, I'm going to try to take your head off with every punch. And so that kind of really kind of threw me off. I was like, okay, I was expecting someone a little bit more, not cautious, but more just methodical, where the punches were going to come a little bit more straighter, a little bit more down the center, not over the top. And no, he caught me a few, like I would say about 3 to 4 real good punches. Most of the other times would just either graze on by or hit my neck or shoulder area. Like I had one bad hit like right here. Uh, it wasn't bad to me, but like literally you see that when the punch lands, I got immediate hickey on my neck. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I get I get out. I use the restroom and I look at I like to look at like all the bruising because I just bruise up like a bad banana. So I look, I'm just like, oh shit! Like, all right, quick selfie. Like, hey babe, I swear it was from Henry Hunsucker. I swear. I'm like, I see where he gets the name from, but it wasn't. It wasn't a bitch. She's like, no, I saw it happen during the fight. I'm like, oh, thank God. Trying to explain that to my. She's like, come home that night. What's on your neck?
Right.
Yeah. So
That's pretty fun. So it goes in the books as a TKO win, and your post-fight speech or interview with Senko was probably one of the dopest I've ever heard. You have this way of being yourself, very candid and very like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be me, and that's it.
well, I mean, is there any other way? I mean, there's one of two ways you could go about that. You could just be like, oh yeah, training camp was good, and that's what my coaches told me to do, and like, okay, we've heard it. Like, it's boring as shit. Like, and okay, maybe because I'm a heavyweight, I have a little bit more freedom of not cutting 52 pounds to just make weight, and I'm a little bit more relaxed, so I can enjoy myself a little bit more. These people that are cutting just massive amounts of weight just to make weight, that they're so worried about making weight that they forget to enjoy the moment. And I've seen that a lot. That's like half the reason why I went up to 205, or I went from 205 to heavyweight, was when I was like 22, 23. I had a really bad weight cut, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck this. I was like, I'll put on weight, I'll put on muscle, do something, go heavyweight, enjoy myself a little bit more. And I see all my friends like, oh, well, they're big at this weight class. I'm like, weight classes are designed so you're not killing yourself. You have, like, stop using the weight cuts as a strategy to win. How about you just stay closer to a natural weight and fight? And, like, we're starting to see more people do so. And those people are coming out a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more charismatic, a little bit more joyful than they were because they're not so stressed out about cutting weight. Like, I'll use one of the biggest stars of last year was Jorge Masvidal. He went up from 170 to or 155 to 170, and bam, it was amazing. And he's not stressed about his weight anymore. He blew up to be one of the biggest stars, and it's been proven time after time that you're seeing these guys that aren't cutting so much weight be a little bit more joyful.
100%. 100% agree with that. And I see why people cut so much weight. It's, it gets a competitive edge, but if you don't cut weight, you're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage to the guys that kill themselves to make that weight.
Yeah, no. Like,
You know what I mean? Kind of, sort of.
oh, you just put your body through the ringer to get to this weight. I didn't. So I'm gonna be a little bit more healthier than you. I don't begrudge any of the ones that abuse that extra pound that they can't come in weighing like 156. Use that pound. Might as well, It's I don't begrudge those people at all, but I'm not a big supporter of massive weight cuts. As you cut 20, 25 pounds and in a course of like 4 to 5 weeks, it's not too crazy. It's like when you get 20 pounds the week of, like, oh, I had sip water and this and that. It's like, okay. And then, when you should be like hyping your fight up, you're just so busy, like, oh, I'm worried about making weight that I don't care if, about hyping it or, interacting with people to a point where it makes you stand out. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that have great personalities, but we are just we're not seeing it because they're so off by weight cutting that they're like, oh my God, I gotta worry about this. And they don't ever get a chance to actually shine and show who they are realistically.
I mean, you're making a lot of sense right now. I don't have an argument, but you're at heavyweight, so you don't have to cut, which is great.
No, I had to cut 5 pounds. Yeah, no, yeah. I usually after like a couple weeks and like a month or so in quarantine, maybe a little bit longer. I was almost 300 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, dropped a lot of it. I was then and then the pushback really kind of like mentally fucked with me, and then we had a lot of stuff happening with my business that a lot of stressors and stuff. So like the week of, I had to I was trying to be a little bit more on point and stuff with cutting weight, and I'm just like, oh, damn it, okay, let's And then the last day or two, so I was like, okay, we gotta cut this out, let's sauna this out, and I'll be good. Sure enough, it was easy. Like by by all means, it was not a struggle like some of these other people. Like I had to lose like 5 pounds. I'm like, oh, that's a hard workout. Okay, but I'm gonna sit in the sauna and just talk shit. Uh, so I did. Like I sat in the sauna. I watched my teammate and my coach just practice, and yeah, I was talking shit while I was in the sauna. I was like, "Yeah, Jamal, you call that a teep kick? Like that's weak." We're just bullshitting with him. Uh, he was mad because he wanted to jump into that personal sauna, and then he got in there. He's like, "Nope, it's wet." And yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, my weight cut was very small. Like I don't mind small weight cuts. It's those dramatic like 20, 30 pounds day of week of cuts. That does no one good.
Agreed. Especially when you're taking a short notice fight.
Oh yeah, there's this weird like Paul Felder. Like the last time I saw him, he was big. He looked like heavyweight. I'm like, this is going to be a cut for you, sir. Like I saw him in the elevator. I'm like, who is this dude? This dude's massive. And then I got off the elevator, and then my coach was like, "That's Paul Felder." I'm like, I thought he was 155, not 205. I'm like, he big. But I mean, hey, those people, I give them credit for, doing the weight cut, but it's not something I really am the biggest supporter of. I think you should fight maybe 10 to 15 pounds out of your natural weight. Anything else is kind of just suspect.
Agreed. Agreed. Now, in your post-fight speech, not only did people get to enjoy a little bit of your flavor, but they also got to enjoy a couple call-outs to which they just announced on the Contender Series that you shot your shot and you got one of them.
Yeah, like, well, sure, like, well, looking at, like, I could have called out Greg Hardy, for example. I could have been like, oh, Greg Hardy, blah, blah, blah. But why should I get him? Like, he's somewhat of a name. He's headline shows already. He's relatively somewhat of a name.
Okay.
All right. Now, Sergey is 2-2 in the UFC. Not a bad guy. He was scheduled to fight Tom Asplin or I can't say his name. I was like, okay, something might have happened. Potentially, like he might have caught the virus or something.
Mm-hmm.
These issues. It could have been a plethora of things. Well, I was like, you know what? We were supposed to fight on the regional scene. All right, let's see what we could do here. Like that seems like a safe call out. Not necessarily a guy that's completely out of the league, but someone that's in the low end of the heavyweight tier, but on the upper echelons of the low. So I was like, you know what, call him out, boom, and then from there I get a little bit more breathing room if I beat him. I could fight someone around that caliber, maybe even bump up a little bit to a slightly bigger name, not like a massive name. Like I'm not going to take on Volkan, but like let's say Tanner Bosner. That would be like a somewhat of a step up.
Okay.
Like that would be kind of like where they're becoming somewhat of a name, but not these massive draws just yet. So it's and I really don't have anyone to like call out because I really wasn't expecting this fight to happen so quick. I was like I got the call out. The next day, literally, my manager's like, I'm sending out the contracts for your fight with Sergey. I'm like, damn. I'm like, fast. I was like, because I think it was that morning. I'm like, hey, when do you get to talk to Mick? I would like to see what he has to say about my call outs. I wanted to see if I'm a little too insane for calling them out. And he was like, it's like, don't worry, I'll let you know. And literally, I get called like 2-3 hours later, like, hey, we got you a fight. It's for December 12th for Sergey. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, let's do it. Like I wanted this. Weirdly enough, I actually wanted to fight on this card way before the like when I originally had my opponent scheduled. I wanted to fight him then, win, call out somebody, and for that, like I was expecting that would be the date, and like the 12th is for some reason just being not the most friendliest card with the UFC right now. Like 2 of the main events had to pull out because of the virus or something. So I was like, oh, well, I'm getting on this card regardless. I'm like, awesome. So I got my wish. So I'm grateful. I'm excited. And I mean, camp's already been in, and, I got like literally 4 more weeks to get ready for them.
Literally to the day.
Yeah, it was like 30 days. Thank God I'm not a big Thanksgiving person. I have an excuse to not deal with it. I've just never been a Thanksgiving person. I'm not a big turkey person. I was like sweet potatoes. I'm always down for sweet potatoes, but for the most part, not a big turkey. Like not a Thanksgiving guy, and I'm a heavyweight, so I was like, oh. But Christmas is coming around the corner, and eggnog. I'm gonna fuck up some eggnog. And I will do my annual Butch Noel. It's a French log cake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a heavyweight not just because I'm big. I'm heavyweight because I can get down in the kitchen too. What was it like? My girl's half Greek and half Italian, or not? She's half Greek, half Mexican. Yeah, I love Mexican food. I love Greek food.
That's it.
Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, we good.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds
It's
like
like she'll make me homemade tortillas and everything. Yeah,
yeah. Nice.
yeah, no,
No.
yeah.
So the call out of Spivak was, I mean, I don't agree that it was a safe call out because it's heavyweight, right? Anybody at heavyweight has the power to end things in one night. So I don't think no matter who you called out, I wouldn't necessarily call it safe per se, but I think you're on the right track. I think Spivak, he's not a huge name in the sport. He does get you an international audience because he is not from the States. So that's always a plus. And you're right. He's 2-2 in the UFC. I think his biggest win today is probably Tai Tuivasa. Um, and he's, if you beat him, then okay, we need to step above him. Maybe somebody who's co-headlining a card and lost. Kind of work your way up. Enjoy the process, as you had
Yeah,
said before.
exactly. Like, for example, he beat Tai Tuivasa, but Tai Tuivasa is coming off a win. That would be a reasonable step. It's not a down step because Sergey did beat him, but he's also coming off a win over Stefan Struve. So it's like, okay, where do like he's a good, like, in a sense, like a sidestep or like a slight step, just enough where it's like, okay, you're not calling out someone that's just this monster, but Tai Tuivasa also has a lot of people behind him. He has, New Zealand and Australia behind him. He does that shoe thing. And yeah, like, and a lot of people know him. Like, he's not like a top tier heavyweight, but he's a well known fighter. And, that would be maybe like another reasonable call out to make after I beat Sergey. And, like, he is a beatable opponent.
Sure.
But I can't be like, oh, he's going to be easy. No, he's beatable, but he's still capable of winning. Like, that's not the plan, but it's realistic. He did submit Ty. He's gone to decision with Carlos Felipe. Like, he could hang in there. He could do work. And yeah, so I mean, to act like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and beat his ass, and it's gonna be easy, would be a foolish thing of me. I do respect him, even from when I was supposed to fight him on the regional circuit. I'm like, all right, these are the holes that I see that I could exploit. But
Mhm.
like, these are the things that I see that he would try to use on me. So I'm I'm prepping for this fight because I feel like it's, again, winnable, but it's reasonable.
And I think it's a smart way of going about it, knowing, what I mean, that I hate the fact that this guy always fucking comes up, but we're not all Conor McGregor, right? So we can't just go on and fucking, I mean, you shot your shot, but you shot a reasonable shot and you got it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
like my boy Dom. I have no problem the way he went up the ladder. He went from top tier guy, like, he went from a decent guy, okay guy, and then he got that fight with OSP, who's well known, strong guy, but not top. Like, he's like in the top 15 light heavyweight, top 10 ish. Goes in, has a great performance, fights Uzumir, and he just jumps from one top guy to another. And like, wouldn't mind seeing him just hang around the top 10 a little bit longer. Not to say that, the fight with Jones was an amazing fight, but, to build that name a little bit more, to build the attention, to build the anticipation would have helped a little bit more. And that's kind of like my goal is I don't want to just take this fight and then because the light heavyweight division is not that deep. Rosenstruck was it 4 fights before he fought Francis?
Mm-hmm.
That was quick. He just went da 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 da. Okay, I don't necessarily just go 1 fight, 2 fight, top 10. Let's go 1 fight, 2 fight, top 15. Maybe a top 10 if it's there, but I don't need to rush to the title. I mean, I like fighting. The title is a cherry on top, but punching my way to the top is going to just be as fun as getting the chance to fight for the title. So I'm in no rush to go wee to the top. I'm just like, we're going to take our time. We're going to punch this person, then that person, then this person. I'm in no rush to the title. And once I get there, I'll just keep punching more people. That's just what I want to
do. I mean, I like the way that you're putting it. It's very intelligent and it's funny. It's funny as all hell because I'm just gonna fucking punch people. You know what I mean? I dig it. I dig it. So you've mentioned Tanner. You've mentioned Tuivasa, and you mentioned Spivak, and then got him. So do you think after the fight with Spivak, you're going to have something ready for the next one?
Most likely. I mean, beating Spivak, opens the doors to a tie to a boss fight. It just kind of makes sense. He's coming off a win. I'm coming off a win. A guy that he lost to. He's coming over a win over Stefan Struve. Makes somewhat sense.
Agreed.
Tanner, I think he lost to Orlowski. And that's another person I would love to fight just because it's fucking Orlowski.
Right.
Dude should have retired 5 years ago and he's still whipping ass. So if I could fight Orlowski, that would be fucking awesome. I feel like if I get one more fight, let's say I get 2 fights in the UFC and they're both wins, Orlowski's next. Because it's fucking Orlowski. You don't just go, oh, I want to fight Orlowski. And he's a dog. He will fight fucking everybody. And I feel like if I could beat Tai Tuivasa, getting Orlowski would be a decent call out.
I mean, I don't disagree with that logic, but at the same time, you could still shoot your shot and be like, Orlovsky, you're next. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, it's also how this fight plays out.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a quick finish, that alone is going to open even more doors. If it's a long 3 drawn fight and it's a war, depending on how good of a war it is, visually, entertaining wise, that plays a part into it. If it's just we're just hanging on the clinch and just shout out or dirty boxing on the clinch, oh, I won. You know what I'm saying? It also plays if we're just da, 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 and we just look uglier and cool. But if it's a Snor's Fest, that also plays a factor too. You have to understand what things are going to open up and what things won't open up due to how you even perform.
You're a lot smarter than you look.
Oh, very. I like it. And the speech impediment does not fucking help either. They're like, I don't understand you. You sound like a drunk. I'm like, I get that I sound awful and I slur my words, but I can be smart from time to time.
Well, I think you know what you want, and you're seeing the path and lighting it up on the way, no pun intended. So, I mean, you're doing something right.
I have my moments. It's, it's just one of those things where you just have to kind of want it and kind of understand how to get it without bull rushing it. Like, I mean, I could, like I said, like Dominic, he went through his path a lot differently than
Very quick.
I
Quick.
wanted. He went through it quick, and by all means, like he was knocking people out. He just touch that person died, touch that person died, like he was just putting people to sleep. So I get I get how he was able to rise up quickly. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, low key, a little jealous because he got to fight Jones before me, but outside of that, you know, that's his. That was his route. That was his goals. Those were his plans,
Hmm.
not mine. I have a different set of plans. I want to do things differently. Not that his were wrong. It's just that's his journey. This is my journey, and we gotta kind of accept that. With like some people don't agree with it, but I don't care. I don't want to just jump to the title as fast as I possibly can, because along that title, jumping there is not going to be as quick. I think I got people like Curtis Blades, who actually is one of Dom's old training partners, and I've tried to take Dom down, and it's hard because of Curtis Blades. So I can only imagine how good his takedowns are if I struggle to take Dom down. So that's a fight that I'm not looking to run into immediately. Uh, then you got Derek Lewis. You know, when his balls are hot, you know, you go to sleep.
I think it's when he hits you. I don't think the balls necessarily have to be hot.
But it did affect Volkan. uh, then you know you have Overeem, who I would say he's a hit and miss sometimes. Like I'm a big fan of him. Like I've always been a fan of Overeem, but he's kind of a hit and miss. And sometimes he's one of the scariest people out there. A lot of times, yeah. Then you have people like Francis. You know, he looks at you wrong, you get knocked out. It's just like, oh shit. And then of course you got Stipe. Like people like discredit this man so much. Like everyone discredits him when he fought DC. Discredited him when he fought freaking Francis. I mean, in all fairness, DC was able to knock out Stipe, not Francis. It says something about how good DC was too. He's able
Yeah.
to do what Francis couldn't. Granted, he put Francis down, held him down, boom, boom, boom. And if Stipe happens to retire, I would like to see him defend it against Francis one more time, so I could watch Derek Lewis and Francis too. Because I feel like the second one is going to be a million times better than the first one.
If they land more than 17 strikes, then it really is.
Well, it might not need to be that many strikes. Someone might go to sleep early. It might only be three, but it's three good shots. Like, oh shit, he died. Not like, okay. Oh, he moved. He moved his arm. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I'm sad now. It was like I wasted 15 minutes of my life.
It happens. It does happen. But so far, we haven't really had to worry about that with you. You always come out pretty exciting. You're not trigger shy. You're not afraid of stand up or going to the ground or wherever the fight goes. You seem pretty comfortable. And, if somebody starts to get the upper hand, you figure it out and still get it done. So I think going forward in your career, taking the time and just making the necessary steps and call outs and doing things your way. I think that's the most important
Yeah, because I mean, there's some people that not a lot of people know about in the heavyweight division that are dangerous people. It's just because one, they like I said, they are not, I guess, good behind a microphone, or like there's that big Ukrainian cat who just fought this weekend. He might be Russian, but he's a big just wrestler. That doesn't look like a fun time out. There's Juan Espinoza.
Yeah. Espino?
Yeah, Espino. Good guy. Like another person someone's sleeping on. And then on the stand-up aspect, you got Josh Parisian. Oh my God.
That's Parisian.
Yeah, good striker. Like these guys are good enough to out like outstrike you. They're good enough to out wrestle you, but they're just not getting their name out for whatever reason. And I think these are some guys that are going to be in the top 10 heavyweight division shortly. I mean, and for a long time, I think these guys are good enough to be there for a while. And I think not a lot of people notice this because they're just not making that name for themselves. There's that Sergey Spivak, or no.
Vivek.
No. There's another Sergey. He's a big Russian dude.
Karitanov? No. I think that's Bellator.
Yeah, it's Bellator. It's Sergey. Starts with a P. I would describe him, but he fits the typical heavyweight, big white Russian-looking motherfucker.
You're not talking about Alexei. You're talking about Sergey.
Yeah, and Sergey Polakovich. He lost to Overeem to ground and pound.
Okay. I know who you're talking about. He was the guy that came in 12-0 and they fed him to Alistair. Yeah, okay, I know who you're talking about. Don't remember the last name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, no, he went on a murdering spree and he ran into Overeem. So I mean, you got a guy like that, if he could come back from that, I think he has. I think he'll do good. So I mean, there's a lot of people in the heavyweight division that are monsters. They're just not making their names yet, but I think give these guys the right fights, they could truly stand out. And I think the heavyweight division is actually going to be getting disrupted real soon. Just give it about a year or so. I think the top 15 is going to change dramatically.
Well, I think it sounds like you really fucking pay attention to your weight class.
That's the only weight class I pay attention to. If you ask me really what's happening at any other weight class, I really can't tell you too much. Maybe outside of light heavyweights, because I have two training partners that are technically three training partners that are light heavyweights. Two of them happen to be in the UFC. One of them should be in the UFC. And so I have a little bit more knowledge about them because they're trying to get into the UFC.
Sure.
My boy Jamal, he won the Contender Series, but they're like, you're a little too young. Dumb reason. Jamal's young but fucking strong shit. I think but he's been working out and he's walking around at 205, 210 ish. He's thinking about dropping to 185s and hopefully get on the Ultimate Fighter. And I'm like, fucking do it, dude. Like, I would love to see you there. You can make it and eventually go and whip some ass at 185. And then of course Dominic Reyes. I've helped him. He's helped me. And then of course Sam Alvey. So I know a little bit more about the 205 weight classes, and then anything after that, if you're not a big name, I really don't know too much about you. Like outside of people I personally know, I don't know shit about the little people. Like if it hits 155, don't even know. Like outside of like the top 5, don't even know. Like yeah, this 150, nope. 170 pound, nope. 180, no. If it's not Dan Till, nope. I just love listening to that dude talk shit. It's like the best thing ever. And his social media is fucking amazing. He's just Bizbing but better. Man, that you know what? If I see Bisping, I might choke him out. I'm a little upset. I'm a fan of him. Talked a lot of shit.
It that's the thing with. Are you talking about his commentary?
Yeah. I was just like, Bisping, that hurt. I was like, you know
Well,
what? It's not my fault you and Dan don't like each other. That's between you two. I'm a fan. I bought your book and everything. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, I do know it's from hatred from association. He's like, oh, you train with Dan, huh? Yeah, fuck you.
No, I don't think that's it. I think Bisping, unfortunately, is sometimes just a little bit too honest in his critiquing when he's calling fights, because it's you're not the first person where the critiquing sounded harsh.
Oh, no. I am not upset at all about some of the things that he said that were honest. It's like, hey, you shouldn't be taking those shots to the face. Agreed, 100. But him, like I jokingly said that I wanted Dan White to follow me on TikTok because he was using it, and me and Sam just do it to kill time. He was like,
Hmm.
be more focused about getting this contract. I'm like, it's not up to me. I could go in there and put out my heart and soul and still not get a contract. So at
Hmm.
this point, it's just having fun. And I was just like I get what he's trying to say is there's other things more important than that, which I agree. There are, but at the same time, if you're not enjoying the journey, there's no point of really worrying about something you can't really control. I couldn't control that. And then also, like I said, I went into that, got the first round TKO, and then I couldn't control what happened next. I had two other guys teep kick their opponent in the face. How the fuck was I supposed to know that they were going to be teep kicking people in the face? I wish I got that memo. I was like, one teep kick to the gut. I was like, if we were throwing to the faces, I wish I knew. I would have thrown one there too, just like bam. Like let's all finish by teep kick to the face. I was like, and then the last cat, I mean, his corner's fucking Adesanya, so that's always cool. I was like, God damn. I was like, he looked like he was chiseled like a Greek god too. I'm just like, damn, this sucks.
Luckily, you fight in a weight class that needs good fighters. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys are, because heavyweights, you know, they tend to do well even in the latter stages of their career, but they need a fresh look. I think they need a facelift, and I think you're exactly what the heavyweight division needs. They need somebody who's A, can fight, okay, B, charismatic, and C, has a personality. I think you check all three boxes, man.
Yeah, but I really don't understand the charismatic part. I mean, I don't understand how people understand me. Watch, you're gonna listen to this audio. You're like, what the fuck did he say again? It's like we need subtitles. It's like there's times where I listen to myself. I'm like, where are my subtitles? I need someone to walk around that can speak fluent Jared, and then just put subtitles under me all the time. Like that's where I need to get in my life where I could pay someone just to be like, he said this. It's like catch up. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate you.
You're gonna have your own interpreter.
Yeah, that's what I need in my life.
Okay. Well, I think I've done pretty well. So, depending on the pay, you send me the application, okay?
All right.
Because I'm keeping up here. I'm keeping up, and I think I'm doing pretty well.
I got a question for you.
Sure. Well, let's do it.
You said you are a metal DJ,
DJ.
correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Give me your top 5 favorite 2020 songs in the heavier metal scene?
I have no idea.
Like you're a DJ, you don't have a top 5 or at least like any song recommendations?
No, man. I'm stuck in a very, very like specific time period.
All
I
right,
listen
what's
to
the
bands like, oh, let me see. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. There it is. It's upside down here. Let me turn it. There you go. So it says Himsa, right?
yeah?
So they were a dope ass band. I think they called it quits in 2009, which is basically like when I stopped giving a shit about new music. And so I listened to a lot of Himsa, Kill Switch, a lot of After the Burial, War of Ages, a lot of metalcore. But
All
it's
right.
gotta be true as fuck. I play in a band also. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that shit up there. See, I've done so a few shows. We played with Chimera,
Okay.
you guys in Utah, 36 Crazy Fists, The Faceless. We've done shit like that.
The
But
I love me some Faceless. Like,
their older stuff was way better, in my opinion. But again, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in like literally from like 2002 to 2008
all right.
is where my give a fuck is about music. Outside of that,
I mean, I fuck with all that stuff. I mean, what's your opinion on Suicide Silence?
Mitch Lucker, he grew on me and then he died. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like how I could not really enjoy somebody's vocals so much. And then the minute I'm like, wait a minute, this guy's actually pretty good. He just goes and dies. I mean, rest in peace, my guy, but
Yeah.
man,
No, like I
not a fan with Eddie. Not a fan. I prefer Eddie and All Shall Perish.
I do like their new album though. Becoming the Hunt. You haven't listened to it?
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like I was like, all right, I can fuck with this a little bit more. I actually liked I enjoyed some of their songs that they got a lot of hate for. Just because I was like, you know what, I kind of see where the band was actually going. So
Mm-hmm.
I and I do actually know the bass guitarist Dan. I've
Oh,
met the whole band, but like me and Dan are actually like homies. So he was like, yeah. I was like, I'm like, no, I get where you guys were going with this. And he was like, dude, this new album's gonna be heavy. And I'm like, you know how many times I heard that shit from other bands? Oh, this is gonna be our heaviest album, and it's fucking soft. He was like, no, it's gonna be heavy. I'm like, if it's not, I'm gonna be pissed. And they put some fucking. It was like, oh shit, it's heavy. It's all right. Like I'm like there was some sludge riffs. I was like, all right. Some slam. I was like, all right. I see it. I see it.
I'll
Yeah.
give it a shot. I'll give
Yeah.
it a shot.
Let's see. What other bands from those days? I'm so if you're not a fan, I'm going to judge you a little bit.
Okay. Okay. So Sacrament and Before.
Uh,
But really, for me, it's 11th. What? No, no. What album is 11th Hour on?
not isn't I thought it was more recent.
No, no, no. 11th Hour was off of the album before.
Ashes to Awake.
Yeah, it was the album before that one. It was the album right before that one. It was the first album I think they did as Lamb of God because before that they were Burn the Priest,
Yeah.
which that album I have it's dope as well. But um, whatever I have the shirt or had. I don't remember what the album's fucking called. That's bad on me. But like I said, Sacrament was it started to change, and I didn't like the redneck song.
Yeah, I didn't care for Redneck either.
I wasn't a fan of that, and the riff even sounded like redneck. It was, I mean, the riff was perfect for the title track, but like I wasn't a fan of that. And I've heard some newer Lamb of God through the radio station, and it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that great.
Yeah, like Desolation was, I think, my favorite album from them. Their newer stuff, it's a hit and miss. I do like Memor Mortis or whatever. It's one of their newer singles off the newest album. I like that.
Mhm.
It sounded like a good evolution to their stuff while adding a little new touch to it. I was like, all right, I can fuck with this. Like at first, it starts all slow. You're like, oh, did they get soft? And then like 2 minutes in, fucking, then the whole actual song comes in. You're like, oh no, this is a build up. All right, cool. Like, I can appreciate a long build up. I don't mind it because sometimes we get these songs are so quick and you're like, oh, okay. It's, oh, this is a good song. It's over. Fuck.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that, especially in the genre that I prefer, which is metalcore, because a lot of bands like it has to be a perfect blend of the screaming and the singing, but they gotta match. You know what I mean? You can't have dope ass fucking like all shall perish lows and then come in with some Coheed and Cambria clean vocals. It just doesn't mesh for me. Yeah, I'm really not into that. You know what I mean? Especially Coheed and Cambria. Like I'm really not into them at all. You know what I mean? So the vocals have to blend with each other really well. And I think one band that has seriously made that work, either vocalist, was Killswitch Engage. I really think that they were one of the first to really make this genre a thing.
Yeah. They're a taboo band now. Was As I Lay Dying, of course. I think kind of.
I fucking love As I Lay Dying. Pre and post fucking him trying to murder his wife. You know, I don't condone the behavior. You know what I mean? I don't condone the behavior. But the album when they got back together after he, did his time in prison, that album was good.
Yeah.
It sounded like As I Lay Dying, just not on steroids.
Yeah. It's
So
usually
it's not taboo to this guy. Remember, I'm specific. So if it falls in those years and it was good, I don't care what happened after. There's only one thing that I just cannot even deal with, and there was a band that had a song on the radio years ago, right? And I always used to sing the song because it was catchy as fuck. And then I heard he got put away for like trying to have sex with a baby or something, right?
All Prophets.
That's the one. They had that one good song, and I would always sing it. As soon as I heard that, I don't even remember how the song goes.
Yeah, like it sucks that there's a lot of like decent bands now. Some of them are getting popped for like talk like I was a big fan of Issues, and I found out like the lead singer got caught talking to a 16 or 17-year-old. I'm just like,
And you can't go back and listen to it.
ugh.
I can't. You know what I mean? I can't go back and listen to it. We played with a band called Capsize in Yuma, Arizona.
Ooh.
And I think the same thing happened to like their vocalist or their guitarist. They kicked the guy out, and I think they went under a different name. But like,
Yeah, like it's happening a lot more, and it's one of those weird topics too, because like I know in certain states it's a little bit more laxed, so it's not like, oh no, it's bad. But I think as a whole, just like I think a lead singer needs to do, or a band member needs to do their due diligence and be like, hey, you under 18, don't talk to me. Like, be like, I'm a fan, appreciate you, and call it a day. Like, wait until that bitch is at least 18 before you say anything more than thank you, appreciate the love. Because I'm tired of me like being like, yes, I love this band. God damn it. like that just
yeah, I think if we had ever gotten to that point, I mean, we're still playing. We got a show next weekend. But if we had ever gotten to that point in our career, I think for me, it's like, okay, if you want something other than an autograph, I'm gonna need a CID.
yeah. It's
You know
like,
what I mean? I'm not getting caught. Well, plus I'm married anyway, so I don't really have to worry about that. Yeah. Well, she does all the editing too, so she's gonna hear all that. But you know, That would be the first thing that I would do. Let me see some ID before I do anything other than sign your little piece of paper or your shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
I'm not even gonna get caught talking to a minor. I'm just not that into it. So if you look like a child, chances are I'm probably not going to be into you anyway. You know what I mean?
like,
So
oh, you look 12.
yeah, right.
Is my little cousin. Like, why are you even here?
Yeah, I mean we play all ages shows, but for the most part, we tuck ourselves in the adult area. I mean, it's just not only is it safer, but that's where all the adults are, and that's where you drink and you smoke and you know what I mean. You be an
Oh,
adult.
shit. And like, I hate with the music scene. It happens so much, and you're just like, damn, I like this band. Now I gotta find a new band to like.
For
And
real.
like I thank God I was never a Lost Prophets fan because
Yeah, I wasn't. Just the one song.
I was like, there was a member of I think Static X who got like,
And yeah, Trip gone.
yeah, like I'm glad that like because he also joined Murder Dolls and they're like, bye, like we don't like that. I'm like, yeah, like I'm just like, can we stop being so creepy?
Yeah, just be responsible. I mean, it's really not that hard. It's not
I was
because
I was a bouncer. I checked IDs. Not that hard. ID. You can't come in. Oh nope. Go. Be gone. I was like, if she's not drinking age, just don't allow her on the tour bus either. Like I heard some of these bands. It's like, oh this. It's like, oh we're 18, 19. Just drinking age, 21, on the tour bus.
yeah, better safe than
Well,
sorry.
yeah, just like I'm tired of losing favorite bands because they decided to be stupid.
Yeah, it does suck. It does suck a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's music. There has to be some controversy besides, them whining into a mic or saying they love you, but you don't love them. Something.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm a music person, so I'm always down to talk music.
oh, well, I mean, that's like half of my life is MMA, half my life is music. You know what I mean? Because I do the podcast. I fought before. I still play in a band. I've been playing in the same band since we were like 12 or 13, if you can believe that.
No,
Fuck.
I can believe it, but I wanted to do all the band stuff. Just never can't sing. I write lyrics. Never picked up a real instrument to really pursue anything else. So I was just like, I'm gonna just become a rock star other ways. Just do it by punching people.
There you go. That works.
What was it? I don't know if you look at your local scene. Have you heard of the band called Dropout Kings?
Dropout Kings. I don't think they're from Tucson. Is that Phoenix? Because I
They might,
have heard that name before.
they might be Phoenix, but I swore I saw Tucson. They
It
might.
does sound familiar. It does sound familiar.
Yeah, no, I've been their music lately has been one of my top like plays. Uh, yeah, no, and I was excited to see that they're from Arizona. When I was younger, I lived in Yuma, so
Right on. Yeah, that's where we played with shit, I don't have that one up there. We played with that Capsize band.
yeah.
And, we went over there to scope out the venue a couple months prior and saw Winds of Plague and the other band. It's my bassist's favorite fucking band. They're Christian as fuck.
Impending Doom.
That's the one. See, that's all I have to say, and everybody knows. But yeah, Impending Doom and Winds of Plague.
I fuck with Winds of Play. That is my shit right there. I have like the Impaler was my like walkout song when I was wrestling. Fucked people up to that song. Yeah, that was my shit. That was it. I still fuck with them. Their new album, not it's good, but it wasn't '07 Winds of Plague, but I still fuck with it.
I'm on that 2008 shit, bro. I'm
Yeah.
on that 2008 shit.
Yeah, so am I. So I get you.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the band that you think is from Arizona?
Dropout Kings.
That's okay. So I had Drop. Let's find out right here on the fucking show. Band, I guess.
They're like the new age new metal band.
Okay. They're from Phoenix, Arizona.
See, I know my shit.
Yeah, so they were originally called Phoenix Down apparently, but they changed their name.
That
Uh,
was dope. Phoenix Down because I think Final Fantasy.
yeah, they're new metal. I guess that's still a thing.
Actually, no. New metal's having a big reinsurgence. You're getting a lot of these bands that, like with Dropout Kings, they have a rapper, and they have a guy that just does the screaming vocals. And
Very interesting. There's been and when I say very few, I mean like one that I've actually been into, and it was Linkin Park because, well, it's fucking Linkin Park.
yeah, but I think nowadays we're getting a lot more of a variety of it. Like, I'm a huge Attila fan. They're that deathcore, but
I know what it is. Yeah.
yeah, they occasionally pop in some rap. Amir, they have their moments.
And Muir, I was just listening to Speaker of the Dead on the way home.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
uh, like there's some bands out there that are just pretty good, and then you got these new age wave ones where you like Dropout Kings, We Are the Flesh. That I think they're just murdering the scene. They're not that big yet, but I think they will blow up sooner than later.
Hell yeah. I agree, man. I agree. For us though, it's now we're all in our fucking 30s. So
Yeah.
and we've been doing it for half of our fucking lives, me and the other guy that are the only original members. So for us, it's more about just like, playing shows, coming up with new tunes, kind of just, enjoying it rather than trying to make it big because like I said, nobody wants to sign a bunch of 30-year-old men.
Hey, what was it? Bad Wolves didn't get big, and most of them are in their 30s and 40s.
I don't know who that is. So.
They came out with the the remake of Zombies.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that remake.
Yeah, yeah, but they're all in their 30s and 40s.
I bet you some of them are handsome, and we don't got a whole lot of that going on.
That does help. That does help. I think some of them are.
See, my bassist, my newest member, he's built very much like a heavyweight. He's about like 6'4", all of like probably 300 pounds. I mean, he's a big motherfucker. But that dude, man, his fucking skills are fucking phenomenal. And my drummer, he's literally as tall as me, and he's 3.5 bills.
Damn.
I'm 5'6", my guy, and this guy plays the drum set like a machine.
It's all muscle. That's all it is.
It's got well, okay, look, his fucking forearms, I swear to God, they're like, okay, you see my forearm? His go out to here. He's fucking thick with like 3 C's, man. Yeah. But like I said, we actually just found out not too long ago that I'm no longer and haven't been for the longest time. Once he joined the band, I wasn't the shortest guy in the group.
You're like, yes.
And you know what's funny? I took this guy's fucking word for it. I'm going to tell you a story, okay? So when he was joining the band and, yada, 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 right? You start playing and, asking each other questions. And I was just like, well, fuck, I'm still the shortest. Like, how tall are you? And he said, I don't know, 5'10". Okay, so for the longest time, I never even looked at how tall he was, right? I'm like, oh, okay, he says he's 5'10", he must be 5'10". And then one day we're sitting at my fucking house and I'm looking at it and I said, Jonathan, bro, I think I'm fucking taller than you. And he goes, I don't know, maybe. And so our other members, like, they're way taller than us. So I said, hey, Johnny, fucking, who's taller? And he goes, you are. By the smallest little fucking margin, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna take it because now I'm not the fucking shortest guy in the fucking band. But I'm like, dude, you said 5'10". Does that make me 5'11"? Have I just been cutting myself short Like my entire life?
I'm 10 1/4.
That's it. Oh, I'm tall. I could say it. But yeah, it's for the longest fucking time, dude. So now I'm just like, man, he's just a big little guy. It's the strangest fucking thing. But hey, he fucking kills it on the skins, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that matters in the band. Can you play your instrument?
Exactly. I'm the vocalist, so I don't matter.
You kind of do. Kind of.
Well, again, if I was more handsomer, I think we'd have done better.
You could also make your bass players like, dude, time to do some sit-ups. You're tall. You could drag us and maybe work.
Okay. But oh man. He makes both of us look gorgeous.
Oh. It's like, hey, we'll go Slipknot on this. Put mask.
It's 2020. Put on your mask. What are you doing, guys?
Exactly.
Oh, that's just too funny. That is now the call that I'm getting from the station. So I actually do gotta go and
Yeah. The missus is like, I'm hungry. And she's angry when she's hungry, so I gotta go too.
All right. So look, dude, I had a fucking blast shooting the shit. I usually don't do hour-long interviews, but we started talking about music and we all know how that goes. So, yeah, right? So let's get it back to the interview so that I can give you some time to thank anybody you would like, coaches, training partners, family, sponsors. Take the floor, man. Go ahead.
I would like to thank my team, Zach, Jamal, Sam, just Dominic, everyone, Joe, Tom, everyone that's helped me, my girlfriend, Lauren, and putting up with me doing this interview so she could not eat. My daughter.
There.
Yeah, she is. She's over there. Like, just giving me that evil Latina eye, just like.
Trying to wrap this up. We're trying to wrap this up.
And, yeah. But yes, that would. Oh God. Yeah, but thanks everyone else, and yeah, you can follow me on any of the social media platforms under Jared Vanderaa. And thank you for having me.
Dude, this was a blast. I have a feeling this is gonna happen again.
It might. I'm bad at this.
We just gotta make sure that we have something for her so she could eat.
Yeah. No, I can't run in late, so yeah, that was my fault.
No worries, man. Hey, look, it was a blast. I can't wait to do it again. You got a fight coming up December 12th against your call-out, Sergey Spivak, in the heavyweight division. I am looking forward to that. My man, you have yourself a great day, and we'll see you in about a month.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
All right, man. You take it easy.
You too, man. Later.